Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing swatches with you from Glam Polish. This is their Made in Manhattan collection, which is inspired by My Little Pony's Friendship is Magic. So there are 6 shades here that will retail for $64.80 for the first 96 hours, and then after that it does go to the regular $72 if you miss that price. These released June 30th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I will link in the description box below Glam Polish's Instagram page as well as their site. I will also leave my Instagram page where I will have more swatches of this collection. They do ship internationally for a very reasonable price. Per the usual, these were sent to me for review. So we have 6 polishes and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first polish is called Ponyville Confidential, and this is described as a light pastel peach with a subtle pink shimmer. I definitely think this leans more on a lighter pink side than it does a peach side, but I do see peach tones in here as well. And so just really quick, here is what Glam Polish's brush looks like. It is a long-ish stem, and then it has the brush itself is quite narrow and thin, so that is Glam's brushes. You've seen them a few times on my channel now. So here's our first coat of Ponyville Confidential. So this goes on really nicely. I will say that the colors in this collection do have a thicker formula, so you're going to end up with a little bit thicker of coats, but these dry so fast that it honestly doesn't make that big of a difference. And it's not so thick that it's difficult to work with by any means, it's just noticeably thicker. So there's our first coat, and here's our second coat of Ponyville Confidential. And for the sake of these videos, I did go ahead and do 3 coats for most of these, but in reality, more than likely you can get away with 2 coats on this one. It is just a little bit uneven, but it does level out as it dries. So there's 2 coats. And here's the third coat of Ponyville Confidential, and I am going to stop here at 3 coats because it is opaque and it is no longer streaky. These do dry down just a little bit dull, but not too bad, but anyway, you'll want a glossy top coat either way. So there is 3 coats of Ponyville Confidential. And here is a look at the Crystal Empire over Ponyville Confidential. It's nice. It's not my preferred way of wearing it, but it is nice. You do want to note, or you do want to make sure to kind of do thinner coats when you use the Crystal Empire because those glitters will build up on themselves and will dry unevenly otherwise. So there's 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over Ponyville Confidential. The next polish is called Hearts and Hooves, and this is described as a light pastel pink with that same subtle pink shimmer. So here's our first coat of Hearts and Hooves. Again, this goes on a little bit patchy, a little bit sheer, but it is a little bit on the thicker side. So it's not hard to work with or anything. Again, it's just noticeably thicker. But it is patchy here on this first coat, so I am going to go in for another coat. So here is that second coat. And it is still a little bit patchy here on this second coat. With careful application, you will probably be able to get away with 2 coats. I am going to show you what 3 coats looks like because I just assumed I would need 3 coats with all of these, so I kind of applied it that way, but if I had known that these would have been good on 2 coats, I would have done different application, if that makes any kind of sense. Anyway, here is the third coat of Hearts and Hooves, and this is completely opaque in 3 coats, no more patchiness or anything like that. This also does dry very fast and just like the slightest bit dull, so glossy top coat. So there's 3 coats of Hearts and Hooves. And here is 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over Hearts and Hooves. Thinking about it now, I probably should have started with the Crystal Empire so you guys actually know what that is, but it is the glitter topper that is in this collection. Really, really nice. I mean, it is also on the thicker side, but again, it's not hard to work with by any means. This also is really, really one of my favorite ways to wear this polish. The next polish is called Equestria Games, and this is described as a light pastel lemon with a subtle pink shimmer. So here's our first coat of Equestria Games. This goes on also very sheer and patchy on this first coat here. It does build up nicely, but this is one of the only ones in this collection that I feel really do benefit from all three coats. Again, it's got a thicker formula. It's easy to use though. It's not too thick or too difficult to manipulate or anything like that. So here is the second coat, and you can see that it is still quite patchy here on this second coat. If you don't like doing 3 coats of a polish, you may want to layer this one over a white. I feel like it might just be contradicting though, because you'll need still a few coats of this to get it completely even. But here's that third coat, and with careful application I did get a nice even third coat. These do self-level pretty nicely though, so if you do a thick enough coat, you may be okay on 2 coats, but I think 3 thinner coats is probably the way to go for this one. So there is 3 coats of Equestria Games. Here is 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over Equestria Games. I really love the look of this. I feel like this is definitely a way that I would wear it if I wanted to combine 2 of the polishes in this collection. The Crystal Empire is also not one that you can really build up on its own without seeing nail lines, so that's why I'm layering it. The next polish is called No Second Prances, and this is described as a light pastel blue with that same subtle pink shimmer. So here's our first coat of No Second Prances. This has the same formula, a little bit on the thick side, but easy to manipulate, easy to work with. That pink shimmer in here I feel almost looks purple in the blue base, which is actually really, really beautiful together. This is another one that I am going to show you 3 coats on, but you can easily do in 2 coats. But here is the second coat. And again, this one does cover completely in 2 coats. Had I done a thicker second coat, I probably would have stopped at 2 coats, but I was expecting to end up doing 3 coats, so I did just go pretty thin for these. It looks like I'm applying them thicker than I actually am, so that is also something to note. But here is the third coat, and again, I'm going to stop here at 3 coats. Just a beautiful polish. It does dry really fast again, and it does dry just a touch dull, so a good top coat. And none of these are going to be difficult to remove except the topper. So there's 3 coats. And here's 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over No Second Prances. And this is easily my favorite combination of topper to polish in this collection. I feel like this is just such a nice My Little Pony look that I don't know, I really enjoyed this one. So there's 1 coat over No Second Prances. Up next we have the Main Attraction, and this is a light pastel lavender with that same subtle pink shimmer. So here's our first coat of the Main Attraction. And this one goes on a little bit more opaque than the other ones, a little bit less patchy. So I am going to only do 2 coats for this one. Depending on your application though, I could see you still needing 3 coats, but I really don't think so. So here's the second coat, and again this one does cover completely opaque in 2 coats. It does have the same formula though. Dries quick, dries just a smidge dull, good top coat, broken record. So there's 2 coats. And again, here is 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over the Main Attraction. I feel like this is going to be the crowd pleaser. It is very, very beautiful of a combination. Again, you just want to get a nice even layer of that glitter, otherwise it will dry a little bit bumpy, a little bit textured. But here's 1 coat of the Crystal Empire over the Main Attraction. And lastly for today, we have the Crystal Empire, and this is described as multiple sizes of shifty iridescent glitter with a strong pink shimmer and a clear base. And the last way I'm going to show this polish is my preferred way of wearing it overall, and this is just over a white cream. I love, 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 love the look of this. It's so like snow-y that I don't know, I really, really love this. I wore this for a few days. I really enjoyed this one. So there's one coat over a white cream polish. So I had a real toss-up between Hearts and Hooves and No Second Prances. I really, really love them both. So I would say those two are my favorites. They all kind of have the same formula, so whatever you like color-wise is going to be like your best bet as in what you'll enjoy most from this collection. The topper, of course, is very, very nice itself too. I really enjoyed that over white. It gives it this like majestic-y, fairy-esque look that I really love. It's like kind of snowy even. I love it. Anyway, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of this collection. Be sure to check that description box below for all other information. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll talk to you guys again next time.